Hey guys, what's up? I'm just gonna jump into this really quick. I got a Classic Army Mk16 ECS, I think is what it's called. I just want to take you guys through the unboxing of this thing because this is a new build. I'm gonna go through and build on camera for you guys. Just gonna open this thing up really quick with no nails. So if you don't know, Classic Army, they have what I think to be some of the best budget like guns, but not budget in the sense that they suck, but budget in the sense that they're full metal and they have some pretty decent features. Let me put this on the ground really quick. So here's the gun itself. You can see I got the two-tone tan and black because, like I've said before, all black's kind of basic and boring, but yeah, this is it. Comes with a high cap mag. You get your flip-up sights, which are nice and full metal. Flip those down really quick. Let me get this out of the box and I'll give you a closer look. Beautiful. Alright, and we're back. So, you can see, all metal, it's beautiful. There's a few different versions of this particular one. When I say different versions, I don't mean like different colors or the fact that there's polymer. I'm talking about the fact that this one, I've had one of these before, one of my first airsoft guns. This engraving right here, if you could see it, the one I used to have before was not laser engraved. It was actually like painted on in white. And then this charging handle was an ambidextrous one, but this one's not ambidextrous. And this, what is this called? A flash hider, your orange little tip, was a standard M4 birdcage flash hider. But other than that, it's going to be essentially the same. Everything internally is really good. I like their ECS. That's a very basic MOSFET, if you will. It just has, you know, the protection, burst. Really, when I'm sorry, I'm thinking real quick. Really, when it comes down to it, when I'm going to build, what I'm doing to build this thing. Whew, sorry, shit. I just ate. I got a burp. So what I'm thinking about coming to the building is I'm going to keep the motor in there because it's already a high torque motor. I think it's 27 or 25 RPM. Really, it's a good motor. The ECS, I like how it's clicky if you can hear it. That's really nice, and it has low voltage protection. If I want to program the full auto to 3-round burst or 5-round burst or semi-lock it, you could do that. It has really nice build quality. That shaking is the... No, it's the stock shaking. It's nice build quality. I like it. The whole reason why I bought another one is because I realized how nice the body itself is and some of the internal components, just how nice it is in general. So I bought a second one. I've long since gotten rid of that. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you could see the old build of this I had. But this one's going to be a lot different because the old one, I think the only thing I did to it was put a new inner barrel. Coming into this one, I've already ordered the stuff from Evic. Just waiting for it to get here. I'm recording this first. But like I said, I'm keeping the motor. I'm going to be changing the compression system. I'm going to be throwing in a longer inner barrel, so I'm going to have a MOX suppressor, so it's going to be long. This is the 9.5 inch, because I like the rifle to be short. But throwing on a nice long can, and then a suppressor that goes almost to the end of the can, is how I like to run my guns, you know? I like the rifle itself to be short, but the inner barrel to be long. As weird as that sounds. It sounds kind of goofy, but that's just how I like it. You know, it's all personal preference. In terms of attachments, I have a replica, aim point. I'm going to be throwing on here. I'm going to be throwing on a different stock, a hand stop, and I think really that's all I'm going to be doing besides maybe getting a sling to use these 2 points on it. Other than that, there really isn't much I'm going to throw. It's going to be bare bones, but it's going to perform really well. Just because what you already get inside a classic Army gun, like really any classic Army gun, you're going to get stellar performance out of it just out of the box. The only problem I have with these is they're wired to Tamiya. So I've already gone ahead and had this rewired to Dean's. It still uses the basic ECS that comes with Classic Army, but it's rewired to Dean's instead of Tamiya. Just because Dean's is just a far superior connection for anything, really. Hell yeah, someone who uses RC cars or really into big RC, cars, they're going to say, yeah, Dean's is just far superior to Tamiya because of the way the energy is transferred between it with the gold plates, and it's just not as fragile, you know? So, enough of me yapping. Let's take a good look at this really quick. Just going to give you a quick overview. So this is it. Flip around to this side. One thing I didn't know until I got rid of my Classic Army gun is when you pull the charging handle back, you can actually lock the bolt back by pressing on the bottom half of the bolt, what's that called, bolt release, and it's going to hold it. So it's going to hold it. You can either rack the charging handle and it'll close, or if you press the bolt release, releases the bolt, which is really cool. I like it. I didn't realize that until after I got rid of mine, which is like, okay, well, that kind of sucks, but that's okay. So, yep. I'm going to jump into me tearing this thing down and throwing all the parts in there. And then a little later on, we'll see how the performance differs, because we're not really going to get an RPS boost. I mean, other than the fact that I'm going to be shimming this, it's more or less just going to be a look on the FPS and joules we're going to be getting on .2s. So, let's jump into tearing this thing down. Alright, here we are outside with the Classic Army. We're just going to give it a couple of shots, see how she sounds. Don't mind the wind. Nature just decided today wasn't a good day to record, I guess. It sounds pretty nice. We're going to do a couple shots here in auto. Really fast fire rate. Like I said, it's 25 or it's a 27 RPM motor, so it's fairly quick. You really don't need to change it unless you want to go brushless or a high torque motor. Shoots real nice. I'm not too sure if you saw that one that just bounced back at me. Yeah, shoots really quick. I like it. So we're gonna give it a few shots here on the chronograph just so I can give you guys a before and after of what it's gonna look like. Because really, like I said, it's just gonna be a FPS difference with the compression system and inner barrel I'm throwing on there. So let's go. Shot number one. 378, 377, 375, 370. So this thing, it's averaging those high 370s. This thing's perfect for outdoors, just out of the box. We're gonna give it a few shots here on full auto, see what our RPS is. My guess, I'm gonna say 17 or 18 rounds per second. 19, damn it, I was wrong. 19.1, not too sure if you can see that. And then there's our, what was that, 372 on full auto. So yeah, it's doing pretty good. We're looking at, what was that, 1.29 joules. So this thing is perfect for outdoor. You will not struggle using this outdoor whatsoever. This is .2s, however, so you know any .2 is just gonna be super fast. Here I want to show off this because I love this feature. I hate having to do it like a FUD, but I love this lockback. This is what, 0 hop on, right? Oh shit, I don't think I had 0 hop on, guys. I might have just sold right there. Hold on, we're gonna check with 0 hop. I'm telling you, I think I just sold. No, we're still going like 370. That is 0 hop, right? I'm not going crazy. Turn this all the other way real quick. Love sticking my freaking finger in hop windows. Okay, so that's either 0 or 9 on the hop. We're gonna find out right now. Okay, that's all the way on. Hop all the way on. We're looking at 345. I don't know. It's going up from like 350 to about 338. So it's varying a lot. But that's still pretty good. I mean, that's full hop on. Not that you can really see the difference in the hop from here. You're not really seeing much. Let's check it full auto really quick. Yeah, you're still getting freaking 350. So this thing's a beast, just out of the box, but we're about to make it just that little bit better. So let's get it. Come back into, I think I got a little dirt on there from taking it outside. I'll clean that later. You can see I have it wired to our Dean's, nice little T-plug. Next thing on the chopping block, sorry, is take out this front pin, just throw an Allen key on there. And typically I'd use a mallet, but I have zero clue what a mallet is, so we're just gonna improvise with a screwdriver. It should work. Just want to jump back in really quick. If you have this particular model, just be careful. Don't punch this pin all the way out because there is a retaining pin, so it's not gonna. Don't try and punch it; it's not gonna come all the way out. And if you do that, you'll probably just like destroy either the pin or your body. So just be careful with that. And with this, just give this a little pull. Probably pull it all the way out if you really want. Comes right off. There's your upper, there's your lower, and your scratched ass charging handle. Yeah, just gonna give you guys a quick look at the inner barrel and stuff. This is it, just your standard hop up. I'm keeping the hop up because I like plastic hop arms, especially when we're using plastic nozzles, because when you put the two together, this is gonna wear out to match the nozzle to help with alignment just tremendously. Just your standard brass barrel that probably needs to be cleaned, nothing too crazy about it. Whatever. I'm gonna throw this off to the side because I don't need this at all right now, so I'm gonna throw this off to the side. Alright, so we're gonna take off the dust cover now, or sorry, the bolt. So just one thing to note, when you unscrew this, only this little plate part right here is gonna come out. This will stay in the gearbox until you take the gearbox out. Then I'm assuming once we take it apart, this will be able to come out. And I'm hoping that spring is gonna go flying, that little spring right there. What it looks like to me is this could be electric blowback if you put in a piston, you know, standard version 2 piston that has the catch for electric blowback. I mean, that could, in theory, be electric blowback. I don't know, it could be something to look into if you wanted to make this EBB. I don't think it would be all too difficult. But yeah, let me take this off. So I've gone ahead and taken off this mock bolt. Looks like if I lift this up, the spring will probably come out. Or no, the spring's hooked on inside there. So look, if I pull this forward, or the spring forward, it's gonna come out. Look at that, it's just free floats. Spring, I'm assuming there's a pin in between these two parts of the gearbox shell that holds it in place. So I'm just gonna leave that off. And there's some shit right there I'll probably have to clean because that just looks disgusting. So yeah, let's keep tearing this thing apart. Our next step for me is probably gonna be taking off the buffer tube. We're just gonna stick a screwdriver in there, unscrew it, and then we'll be right back. Alright, and we're back. I took off the stock, or the buffer tube. I just gotta say, I really hate taking off buffer tubes. They're a pain in the ass. You gotta get a long ass screwdriver. So I like CA QBS system, a quick buffer tube removal system, whatever the hell they call it. Just take a castle wrench and take off the castle nut. Super easy. So next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be taking off the I keep forgetting what it's called, the bolt catch. So the way you're going to take off this bolt catch is there's actually a little pin right here you need to punch out. And then you just kind of pull it out, like in this kind of fashion. Because it runs through and there's no way I'm getting this out with the gearbox without like ripping this thing out. So that's what I'm going to take off this. We're going to take off the magazine catch. So that's our next two steps here. Yeah, and then we'll go to this after. Alright, and we're back. So to take this freaking bolt catch was a pain in the ass. This little pin took a lot of hammering to get out, just because it's such a strange angle. So it's going to be like this sparky the barb side, and this regular side is going to be going in like this. Barb side's going to come out. You're probably going to put it like this and get an Allen key or whatever you can to fit in that little hole to smack it out, because it's gonna take a while. So now we can just take it out, turn it, you know, halfway, la la la. After I punch out this rear body pin I just saw, pull this out a little more. There we go. Halfway, turn it ass end out. Come on. Pull it up, pull it forward, slides right out. There we go. All right. Get that out of there. There is your fucking lower receiver. Real pain in the ass to. Come on, you piece of shit. Get in there. There we go. Real pain in the ass to get this thing separated from the gearbox, but I did it. Only took a lot longer than it probably should have. Regardless. Now we're gonna get into disassembling this gearbox, and actually I'm gonna put this back on there because I took it off thinking it would help get that rear body pin out, and it did not. It did no such thing. So let me figure this out really quick. This little spring that was right here. Hold on. Alright, continue on with our disassembly. Just some easy Allen keys to take off. Actually, first, let me take out the spring guide. Let me do that really quick. I wonder if I can do this with this, probably. Don't shoot across my room, that would not be fun. Is that upside down? It might be. There we go. That fucking flying across my room, not stuck in there. Whatever. There we go. Doesn't really have an Allen key spot for me to shove in there. Let's see if I can get this spring out. Okay, maybe not. There's something holding it in. Whenever I release tension, we can just open up the gearbox. Let's do that. It's a weird looking gearbox for version 2. It's not exactly standard looking, but everything is standard. At least compatibility wise for version 2 with the M4s and such. Okay. These screws holding this gearbox aren't exactly tight in there. They're very loose, which isn't a bad thing, I guess. They're hand tight, but I'd like it just a little bit tighter, you know, just in case it works itself out. There's no Loctite on there. Obviously, it's gearbox, but when I put this thing back together, I'm going to screw it on just a bit tighter, because these are very loosely on there. And I can already see a shit ton of grease they used for this thing just seeping out of the freaking bearings. So this will be interesting. Alright, let's see if this spring goes flying or not. So, oh, yeah. Now what in the fuck is stopping it? Is it connected to it? It might have been lodged in there. Alright, here we are. What the fuck? Oh. Oh, that's weird. That is a weird system. There's no trigger spring, but there's this little spring right here. Okay, that's... Huh. Take out this way over greased thing. It's a nice piston head, though. Not terrible. Ugh. Yeah, this thing is fucking greasy. I think I've had cheeseburgers that have less grease than this shit. Dear Lord. Fuck, look at that shit. It is like... looks like fucking lard. That's what it looks like to me. Set that down. Oh, jeez, just notice this. Look at that shit. Literally caked on there. I really don't want to touch this shit. Let me grab something to put this stuff on. Be right back. Alright, we're back. I got some toilet paper and some moisturized wipes to fucking clean this out, because this is gonna be a messy job. Set that there for all this greased out shit. We're gonna need another one for... oh, you're gonna need it for... oh yeah, for the gears. That's what's next. that up there, put that there. These little bits up there. I can feel like grease on this thing too. Move these up here, just clean it up a little bit. It's such a weird system. Is there a safety on here that's pressed? Oh, there is. There's a safety. Okay, so I see. So this is held in by what? The gearbox itself. It's on there. Let me try and figure this out before I tear everything apart, so I know how this thing goes back together. I see there's like a little, it's gotta go in there. Oh fuck, what's stuck? Oh, anti-reverse latch. Can you see that? Look at that. Looks like fucking coconut oil or some shit. Disgusting. They were not kidding around with all this grease. Look at that shit. Okay. Let's see if I can pull this out. Look at that. This is gonna be one hell of a degrease in here in a minute. Jeez Louise, man. Let me clean my hands before I go touching this fucking ECU. Let me grab a small screwdriver for that too. That's a tiny, long-ass screw at the same time. Just get that in there. This thing should pop out. Probably need to take up these wires, huh? That's such a weird ass trigger. I was thinking I was going to replace the trigger, but this is mighty strange. Does this thing come apart or no? I don't really want to find out. I think it's being held in by those wires right there. Uh-huh. Yeah, let's just make this thing fucking weird, why don't we, guys? Jeez, this thing is not wanting to come out. I'm like trying to be delicate with it so I don't accidentally fuck up these wires, but shit, I am struggling. This thing looks like it comes up. So I'm on the back side holding it in. No, that's just to keep those screws in. This is one funky ass proprietary looking ECU, dude. There we go. Look at that. This weird ass looking thing. Alright, let's clean this dirty little bastard. Look at it. Yeah, we're gonna give it a good clean in here in a second. Let me clear all this out and then I'll come back. Now we're back. We're gonna clean out all this gunk and crap. which is a lot of junk. Okay. Well, let's get to cleaning. So this is just to wipe it all down, get most of this shit off, and then after I'm gonna run an alcohol wipe on it just to clean out more of this junk, because it's, look at that shit. This, I'm gonna get it dried and shit. I mean, I'm gonna dry it after I run an alcohol wipe through it and everything, because this is just a lot of crap and shit from shipping it from China. Try and keep this thing dry from being on a shipping container, I guess. Look at this shit. I'm gonna come back after I clean it out and alcohol wipe it and all that shit, because look at that crap. It's disgusting. Alright guys, so I'm back. I decided not to record the rest of me putting this back together just because it was a bit of a pain. If you saw, like, when I was disassembling it, having to take this out is just a pain in the ass. This body pin, it was just like kicking my ass trying to come out, but I was able to get it back in. Everything's reassembled, everything still functions as it should, except for the stuff I modified that functions even better. So just want to go over a quick few attachments before I get into the upgrades I put in there. So as you can see here, I have this replica aim point red dot. It's fairly bright. I went with this over like an EOTech just because it's a different look. I like how these old aim point, like big old can optics look. I like how they look. That's just how I am. I went ahead and changed the stock to something a bit more slim instead of that big old fat, like, I think it's stop mod. It's nice. I like it. Only problem I have with it, it's a cheap one. It's not PTS. I think it's Atlas Customs, or it's was it TAC 9 Industries. I'll put a picture up right here so you can see the exact one I got from Airsoft GI. But it's already, if you can see that without me like showing, if you can see that right there, it's already starting to crack from screwing this in too tight. So now when it comes to taking this off to put a battery in, I'm having to squeeze this, stick like an Allen key in, and pull this out further, because I don't want to ruin the butt pad more than it already is. I mean, it was a $20 stock. I'm not going to cry too much about it. You can see these little bands right here. I kind of just threw these on there just because, I don't know, shits and giggles, just to give it a little bit more flair. Squish this down so you can see more of this. Got an authentic BCM hand stop. When it comes to how I like running my rail system, is I just like having somewhere to put my hand. I don't like forward grips and just holding them. Angled grips, pretty much the same thing when it comes to angle grips. I'll use them like a hand stop, just something to rest my hand on, because it just looks like, say this is my vertical grip, I'm not going to grab it like this or like this. I'm using it just as a hand stop, and I'm grabbing the rest of the rail. It's just how I like having it. Right here we just have a nice EMG suppressor, like mock suppressor. This is just to hide the inner barrel, because our inner barrel goes from here all the way to the end of the suppressor. Like if I unscrew if I just unscrew this part, you'll see our inner barrel, and that will be segueing into our upgrades we've done to this. So inside of here we have a, what is it, 60, I think it's 601 Type 4 inner barrel. This is, God, I'll have to put up the picture right here. I don't remember the exact brand because I got these parts a while ago. It's been a couple of days since I recorded me putting all this together. But it's, I believe it's a 463 millimeter Type 4 inner barrel. It's 601. It's R-hopped with a, I believe it's Fly Rokusu flat hop in there. So it's flat hopped. I'm hoping, I don't know, I have zero experience with flat hop or R hop or none of that, so I'm just hoping it's gonna perform better than just your regular hop up and nub and all that. I'm gonna have to test that when I go to the field, and right now my range. Oh, one more thing I should probably add. I wanted to add this grip on because I don't like these little finger grooves. But unfortunately, the way the gearbox is, it's on a standard version 2. the screw holes are slightly like off center compared to like your regular version 2 gearbox. You stay on the ground, don't jump up here. So it's slightly off center. So if I really wanted to use this, I'd need to drill out these holes, make them a little bit bigger to be able to get in here. I'm not going to do that, so I'll just hold on to this. Maybe I use it for a different build some other time in the future. In terms of our other upgrades, realistically, it's only... Get down. You're not supposed to be up here. Alright, I'm back. I had to put the cat away, and I closed the window so you don't hear them trimming foliage and shit out there. So, in terms of compression, only thing I really did change was the cylinder to not be a heavy brass cylinder. We have a new nozzle and a 2 O-ring CNC cylinder head. So this thing, it's pretty stock. I mean, not like I can go through a new trigger in it because it needs that specific trigger for their ETU. Motor, I could change it, but I think this motor's plenty good. It's not gonna shit out. I mean, really, if I wanted to make this thing a complete fucking beast, I wouldn't even do I wouldn't start off with this, because a lot of the gearbox isn't version 2 compatible without modification. Like, I want to put in new gears. There's a magnet on the sector gear that pretty much tells the ETU when it's done a full rotation, so it stops firing. So I tested out putting in I think it was just some SHS 13-to-1 gears. I threw them in there, and when you put it on semi, you pull the trigger, it's just going to keep going because, well, there's no magnet to tell it that it's completed a full rotation, so it's going to keep going until it finds that magnet. So I could, in theory, use those SHS gears, but I would need to put a magnet inside the sector gear, which I'm not going to do. These gears work just fine. So right now, I'm going to jump into the outdoor test. We're going to test to see what our FPS is looking like with just this new compression set and a barrel. And yeah, let's jump right into it. Alright, here we're outside. Got our beautiful classic Army Mk16. Let's throw this in here, give it a couple of shots. It's what is this, 11.1 15C discharge. Can already tell we're way over hopping at this short range. Is our hop even on? Yeah, it is on. Let me turn the hop all the way off. These are only 0.2s I have in there, and they're shooting straight up, and we're pretty close. There we go, that's straight. Let's give it a few shots in full. Pretty quick. Let's give it a few shots here on our chronograph. .405, damn. 406, 407, 406. 382, 309, what the hell? Okay, so right now we're averaging right about that 405 mark at 1.5 joules, so we're shooting pretty hot here with this this thing. Let's see if we crank on our hop. Are we gonna see just like a little bit of hop, because it's... Oh, that was a fail. Wow. A little bit of hop, just see how she's gonna shoot. Hop on. Yeah, so at that we're looking at freaking around that 390 mark and under that 1.5 joules. Let's give it a rounds per second test. I want to take hop off for this. See how this thing goes now. Looking at 14 rounds a second, so it's pretty quick. Just gonna, right here we got 0.25, so we're gonna test it on this. Go down to 0.25, there we go. Okay, I don't think that's 197 feet per second, that's weird. 72, oh. I think the chronograph is weird, but regardless, we're looking at about 360 at 1.5 joules, so we're right at that limit for any outdoor field. Just shoot that out. So, looking at this thing as it is, I think the minimal upgrades that are in there, it's going to perform very well. Probably better than some out-of-the-box high-end guns. It's really nice in the hands with how heavy it is. I'm not too sure when I'll be able to get a gameplay video of this, but it's going to be a while because I'm pretty busy for the next couple of weekends. But when I do, I'll make sure to post it up on the channel, let you guys know. I'm going to get a few close-up shots of this thing, and then, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.